What is the most ridiculous thing you've seen someone do in an attempt to get laid?
I'm a mechanical engineer specializing in automotive aftermarket design. I'm also a huge gearhead. To top it off, I'm a woman. I've had guys tell me at cars and coffee events that my car was theirs, or that they did the work on my car. I do it all myself. I make a game of seeing how big of a hole I can get them to dig.
I was at a party the first week of college, and one of the freshman guys was standing in the backyard puking his guts out. He stopped for a minute, looked up, and with a sly smile said, "What's up, ladies?" Still makes me laugh.
You know, in college on day one of a new semester they do introductions where they go through the class and ask who you are and why you're taking the course. Hi, my name is Darnell and I'm taking Intro to Women's Studies because it's a fine place to meet some beep. He did it with a straight face and he wasn't even joking. Or maybe he thought he was joking. The silence was deafening. He disappeared before the midterm.
Fall directly on their face in front of the person, hoping to trigger a maternal instinct. Didn't work.
A buddy in college was dating this girl for a few weeks. He announces to us that she agreed to have sex with him, but she wanted a nice date night first. Anyway, a few days before the scheduled date, she has to cancel because her grandmother died and she has to go to the funeral. He immediately went over to her place to convince/beg her to skip the funeral.
My buddy Esteban met a girl in college who was into metro men. So he shaved his armpits and eyebrows, and painted on fake eyebrows and put on makeup and a tight tank top and some skinny jeans and went to our frat party like that. He didn't get laid, but he got a ton of attention from the gay guy Victor.
My mate shat his pants at a house party because he heard the girl he was desperate to plow was into beep play. Not so surprisingly, the rumor wasn't true and the girl really wasn't into it. She screamed, threw her drink at him and ran away. The smell was so bad a few people threw up. My mate went a bit mental and threw beep at people who were laughing at him. The owner of the house threw pretty much everyone out and my mate didn't stop drinking for about 2 weeks, as he didn't want to deal with the embarrassment. It's never mentioned anymore and he's with a lovely bird now. Edit, to clarify, he was very, very drunk when he did this. And yes, he threw literal beep.
I was at a party where a guy was really into me. We flirted a bit and made out, but clearly he was hoping for more. When I told him I was going home, he literally shouted, "Wait. I have a 9-inch thick dick," in a desperate, final attempt to seduce me. I think it's hilarious looking back on it. The only thing I wonder is, was it a 9-inch thick dick, or a 9-inch thick dick, O__O?
Watching guys blow whole paychecks trying to get to strippers that gladly took their money.
I got married at 17 YO. I was told there would be sex anytime I wanted. I was lied to.
Some dude in high school came to a bunch of girls and said, "Hey babes, I found the solution to end the period's pains. Just get pregnant, if you want I can help with that." He got detention for harassment.
Rent a sports car just to total it on the way to the girl's house.
Someone once came up to me and after we talked for a few minutes he asked me if I knew the capital of a couple of states. I did until I got to South Carolina. Also, we were on Bourbon Street and it was like 1 a.m. After I told him I didn't know, he said that I was just really stupid. I turned around and quit talking to him. 2 minutes later he tapped me on the shoulder and asked if I wanted to go back to his hotel. I do not understand negging.
I tried skiing with a girl I was interested in back in high school. She was a really good skier and I had never tried before. Being a 16-year-old boy, I was way too confident and decided to hit her favorite hill to impress her. I couldn't manage to pizza and was flying down the hill at worrying speeds with no way to stop. There was a kid right in my way, so I was left with a choice. I decided to take a fall and ended up doing a full flip before landing on my back. She did not find it impressive.
Travel 50 miles to meet a Reddit stranger. We're talking about marriage now, smiley face.
My dad just cashed in his $14,000 retirement package so he can go marry his girlfriend in Ghana that he met online 6 months ago on a pro-Trump Facebook group. My family is sure he's about to get scammed, but nobody has been able to stop him or convince him otherwise.
A group of friends and I went to visit another friend in another town to hang out. When we were figuring out the sleep arrangements, one guy claimed that he has back problems and that he needs to sleep in a bed. Our friend was super nice and told him he could sleep in her bed if it was that bad. Then she got her sleeping bag out and laid it on the floor. He got super flustered and confused. then asked her why she wasn't going to sleep in her bed with him. We all realized why he wanted the bed so badly and why he suddenly had back problems. We kicked him to the couch. Only reason he was never kicked out of the group is because he was best friends with half the guys. Bonus story, same guy would attempt to flirt with all the women in the group, even the ones that were dating people. He took a real liking to my GF at the time, now my wife, as he watched a lot of anime and got the yellow fever. He would constantly use Japanese phrases he picked up from the shows when he talked to her. Here's the fun part, my wife is of Asian descent, but not Japanese.
Convert to Mormonism. Most of his friends don't speak to him anymore, including myself.
My brother purchased a condo in another city away from his wife so he could get with this lady that he'd been dating.
Once at a party, some guy went up to me and my friend, and started grinding on me while I continued to just stand there having a conversation with my friend. He then stole my drink, and tried to steal my friend's drink, unsuccessfully, then turned me around, kissed me, slobbery gross bad kiss if anyone was curious, and said let's go back to your place. And #X200B. And #X200B. Needless to say he did not get laid that night.
I had a bunch of people over for an annual sledding and gaming day. Most of them came from out of town. One dude decided to stay late, and I ended up letting him stay on the couch. It was a last-minute decision, but whatever. So he's the only one left and we're chatting on the couch together. I'm awkwardly trying to find an out so I could go to bed. It's a normal conversation, and the day was filled with friendly activities, so there was no flirty interaction with this dude at all. I finally excuse myself and stand up. He decides to stand up with me, pretends to fall down, and pulls me back onto the couch with him. I ignored it, got back up again and wished him good night, and left pretty quickly. I know it's not outrageous, but I found it super lame and kind of dirty. Especially since the dude wasn't someone I was really close with, just part of the friends group, and I had recently gotten out of a long-term relationship around that time.
I used to deal blackjack a few years back. The customers were hit or miss on being total scumbags, but the biggest creeps were the guys that did the following. Once every few months or so, we'd have guys that would be playing the table max $25 per hand, and playing 2 hands. They'd be getting their ass kicked, down a couple thousand or so, and they'd be pissed. Almost seething with rage. And then, almost without fail, a pretty girl would come to the table and ask kindly if she could play. The guy's demeanor always changed. Now, they were the nicest guys at the table, and would do an uber creepy thing where they'd make bets for the pretty girl. The girls were never serious players, they'd come with $20 just to have some fun. But the asshole guys would throw 10, 20, $25 down on the girl's betting spot, and when the girls would be like what are you doing? The guy would play it off like it's just money, it's not that big of a deal. So they'd sit and make bets for this girl for multiple shoes in a row, chatting up the pretty girl, probably thinking it was gonna get them laid. But they never got laid. Never.
One of my coworkers at the call center agreed to hook up with some customer because the customer thought he sounded cute on the phone after their 3-minute chat about her phone bill. He met her at a train station nearby and later told us she was 100% bunny boiler material, and he bounced before they were even meant to get off the train. No beef, Sherlock. What sane person asks random call center staff out on a date? Lol.
Dated this senator once. I talked about how I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating and it gets everywhere. Edit, we're happily married now. Edit 2. NBM, she lost the will to live.
Flirt with me.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more quality content every day.